to say the middle of the 16th century, but that's not before Roger Boscovich. He was certainly dead before the 1800s got here. It's completely dead. It's a lost, brilliant art, working on a book on retroduction. We all have this brain virus, and all of quantum and all of relativity is based upon, by their own definition, the nature of light. They think it is a particle or a wave, and also too a wave-particle duality. There can't be any dualities in nature, which implies inherent contradiction. It's none of those things. Made of waves. Well, there's no such thing as waves, because waves are not things at all. They love to talk about waves. They think it's a speed. It's traveling the speed of light. Light isn't traveling at all. By the way, Walter Russell said this. Able to pick up Walter Russell's main book, which is the Universal One. They'll read this. He's written many books. He even wrote a book on light. Yes, I know all about Walter Russell's books. I digitized them all. If you read that superficially, you know, having been implanted with the brain virus of academia, which includes public and private school systems, you know, this guy's crazy. He says light isn't moving at all. Superficially, if you've been, your brain has been washed, bleached, and indoctrinated with that nonsense, stuff like that from Walter Russell, or what I'm making this video about, is heresy. But it explains all phenomena of light. You can never explain light as something moving, a wave, a particle, wave-particle duality, or having a speed, or comprised of photons. All of that is ludicrous. It's insane. It doesn't explain the phenomena of nature. No way, no how. Can't even begin to do it. And by understanding the nature of light, so-called speed of light, as I just said in the other video, which either comes before this or after this video, about interstellar travel, we only have to travel not multiplicatives of c, or the so-called speed of light, but rather travel sub-time. And traveling sub-time is no more difficult than what I explained in that prior video about how the plane of inertia on this pyramidal magnet doesn't exist at the middle of the mass. It exists way down here at the bottom. This means everything up here experiences many magnitudes less multiplicatively. That's a word, actually, multiplicatively. Many magnitudes less of units of time, which is not a thing itself, rather a measure. So we actually have approaching zero time up here, where we have increasing time down here. Propulsion combined with a specific magnetodielectric craft, such that you're experiencing sub-time or near zero time, because even the so-called people that I can't stand, relativity and quantum, will tell you accurately, and this is known through the GPS satellite correction, the faster you go, the more time slows down. They say, time is relative. Well, that part is also too accurate, because time is not a thing at all. By changing the magnetodielectric geometry of a craft, you're actually able to change the nature of time.
Ooh, look, sunset.
This means you don't have to travel super fast. You can't travel faster than c. A grain of sand can't even do it, much less a spacecraft. You only have to travel 90 or 95% of c, but at the apex of the craft with a specific magnetodielectric geometry such that you would experience approaching zero time. So you're traveling not subluminally, but sub-time. What would be a great word for subchronos? Instead of traveling superluminal, it would be supochronos.
Suprochronos.
I just thought about that for a second. I need to look up what would be the compound word for sub-time in Greek and Latin. I don't know it off the top of my head. As soon as I get done making this video, though, it will pop into my head.
This guy's a linguist expert, too. He's so...
I've suffered the same thing you have, as well as everybody else. This idea of speed of light. Speed, always we think something is moving. But it's not. Waves aren't moving in the water either. They're pistons. reciprocating up and down. As one water is disturbed, it lowers, the other one raises. The waves are not traveling. It looks that way superficially. Correct observations, incorrect conclusions. Descriptions are also two, not explanations. The medium is being disturbed as the waves get closer to the shore. However, they actually do travel. That's because the seabed actually starts to slope in, diminishing returns, and then the waves are actually traveling. But out there in the deep ocean, they're not. It's disturbing the water next to it, just like pistons in a car engine. Those pistons aren't moving this way, they're moving up and down on a crankshaft. The crankshaft, of course, is the disturbance that is causing the rising of the next medium, and that's, of course, the invisible crankshaft of the ether, not in the ether, but of the ether, wherein which the coaxial circuit of light is manifest and will manifest, just like pistons. Pistons and the crankshaft in this analogy, of course, mean the same thing. Pistons are not moving this way, causing the car to move that way, which is also, too, how a spacecraft would actually move. We've been moving the spacecraft, but not the engine. The engine is not moving that way. The engine is causing reciprocation in the pistons due to the explosion, but I don't take that analogy too far, which is actually causing propulsion, forward motion travel. We need to start thinking about all current technology by humans as a blast of some kind. Gasoline, air, hydrogen, so on and so forth. We need to start thinking about implosion tech, which is field tech. That is the next evolution of humankind, as long as humanity doesn't destroy itself, which it looks like it wants to do so bad. Anyway, something to think about. Let me know in your comments. I should have looked up the word for subtime in Latin and Greek as a compound term. That is my failing here. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Thank you. This was actually an awesome video. There is no speed of light.